the questions to set the tone here is, who do you have in the NBA Finals now that we got some playoff action kicking off? Also, one other thing that I really want to get into is we have a brand new spin the wheel segment at the end of this. And also, is Paul Heyman gonna be a good guy? These are the questions that are on our minds, along with much more. So let's get right into it, Sammy. The playoffs have started, and we're getting the eye test of the matchups and getting to see how everybody actually looks when the games matter. I gotta tell you, you know, I'm not majorly surprised so far, but the series that really has my attention, obviously, I want to start with the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers. I think it's crazy that anybody thought the Lakers had a shot. By the time this video drops, they might be already eliminated. And you said you have a sweep, and you're pretty much. I think you're right, man. I think they're done. Who are you thinking the biggest threat to the Denver Nuggets now? I know it was hard to tell, but who do you got?
Oh man, I mean, injury. At first, I thought it was going to be the Clips the same way you thought, but injuries looking. It's looking like
It's
it's
starting
going to
to
be other
begin,
way.
yeah.
So I gotta give it to you, man. I think it's looking like the Timberwolves.
Hey, yep.
They look the most determined. They look the most hungry. They look the most healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look like they got the most continuity besides Denver. They look like their chemistry is the tightest.
Yes.
So I gotta give it to you, man. I mean, the Clippers they're really disappointing, man. Yeah.
Oh,
I think something needs to be done. Something. If they don't get out of this Maverick series, something needs to be done. Something for sure needs to be done.
mm-hmm.
Movements need to be made. They got to stop trying to sell us this dream that this is going to be a championship caliber team. The dream is over, man. What is this? 4 years, 4 seasons.
Yeah, I believe so. Either 4 to 5. But point is, it's been more than 3, and this is the
Yeah,
healthiest they've been. And now you're
the
slowly
deepest
starting to
too. The
break.
deepest too. The
Yeah, so
deepest.
no, I'm right there with you with the Clippers. I've been singing Minnesota's praises all season, but even I held in a little window to of time to see if the Clippers, because they did look good, they did look healthier,
Yeah.
and Quiet Paul George did take the season more seriously, but of course now his knee's a little sore, Kawhi Leonard, and he
Same
just he
story.
he just came back in game 2. In game 3 they got really beat bad. But nah, I agree with you. I felt because of Minnesota's size with Gobert and Carl Anthony Towns mixed up with an ascending superstar like Anthony Edwards, I took a look at them and I was like, they have to be the biggest threat. And I believe it was Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic, one of them last year when in the first round they faced Minnesota, and they said that was the toughest round. So I don't think they were saying that for no reason. So they got even better this year. So I truly think the Western Conference Finals is going to be the Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. I really want to get into this. The Eastern Conference is in shambles, man, because
It
they,
is.
they
Yeah.
were the better conference for the past couple years, but they're extremely weak seeing this playoffs
This
now.
year, yeah, yeah, yep.
Obviously we know Joe Embiid just got back, but he just got diagnosed with Bell's palsy. That's basically like having a minor stroke. That even I believe that's what WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross has suffered a couple times, and he suffered Bell's palsy and still dropped 50 to get Sixers the last win against the New York Knicks. But I got to tell you, man, Dame just got injured a little bit. We don't know if he's going to be out long time. We're hoping Giannis makes it at the end of the first round. I'm forced to move off my Bucks pick. I
He,
really am. And
Giannis is supposed to be coming back next game though.
I
That
think
that that's
we need Giannis to come back, because I got to tell you, this was the worst matchup for them to have the Pacers, because they're a really aging team. I believe they're the oldest team in the NBA. And if Giannis doesn't at least come back ASAP, now that Damian Lillard suffered something, I don't see them going to the Eastern Conference Finals. But the series ain't over. Pacers are up 2-1. Middleton did go off last game, even though they
He did.
lost. But I just think the Pacers have young legs. They like to run and get up and down. That's a bad matchup for the Bucks. I think this might be the most likely big upset. But I'm not writing them off yet. But if the Pacers win, I can see the New York Knicks versus the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. It does, because Joel Embiid's hobbled. Giannis and Dame are somewhat hobbled. It's just that weak in the Eastern Conference. What do you think?
Yeah. It's looking bad. It's looking bad. I mean, I'm still gonna stay on my Bucks Celtics Eastern Conference only because if he is coming back next game, that should be what turns the whole boat around. I mean, again, like Pacers ain't no world beaters,
They're not.
and offensively they are sharp.
They're
Like I
really good.
that's what I will give them. They are sharp offensively. They can shoot that ball like crazy. Like the almost the whole roster can, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But be honest, yeah, at the end of the day, you're bigger, you're better. This should be, and he is known for having the hunger and the motor.
He does.
So there should be no reason why you can't come back and turn this whole ship around. You know, they like give us our money's worth, man. This is where I'm at right now, but give us our money's worth. Like we want to see the star guys against the star guys in the playoffs. And I like New York too.
New York is
I
for
root for
real. They're on the rise.
I root for New York all the time. I root for New York all the time. And if they can get an Eastern Conference, I'm not upset. But man, it's kind of seeming like everybody wants to make this path for Boston.
There's no star power if that path goes that way. There really
That
isn't.
like it seems like everybody's trying to like spread the water for them, and it's crazy.
Right now, what's your gut tell you about the Eastern Conference? I think we agree Minnesota, Denver is the likeliest. What does your gut tell you with the East? I know there's a lot of injury related things that are shaking it up, but
My gut is still telling me Boston, Milwaukee.
okay.
It's still telling me that. I really don't see a reason why, even if Dame is hobbled, why Giannis coming back can't turn everything around, can't make a whole alternate switch.
Okay. That's fair. My gut, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not that confident right now, but it is looking like New York Knicks and Celtics. I don't want that, but
I don't blame you. I don't
this is
blame
what
you.
it's looking like.
I don't blame you one
Because
bit.
I'd be surprised. I mean, I could be wrong, but the way the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau got them playing hungry, man, and as a team, they got crazy chemistry. I would be surprised if the Knicks beat Sixers. I'd be surprised if they lost to the Pacers or the Bucks, but we'll see about that. But I want to transition a little bit into WWE with Paul Heyman and
Hmm.
the Bloodline.
Hmm.
Past couple weeks, some interesting developments is going on. Obviously Roman Reigns lost, and we're not going to see him for a while. But seems like Solo's evolving his character to try
I
to
love it.
hijack and take over because Roman isn't here.
I
It
love it.
seems like he's trying to hold Paul Heyman hostage as his wise man and special counsel. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's like he's still being Paul Heyman, but he came. The first thing he said, the SmackDown after WrestleMania is, you know, we take accountability. We lost. The tribal chief Roman takes accountability. We understand why we don't run the locker room no more. And he's kind of given Solo pushback of the things Solo's doing, saying like it didn't come from Roman. It almost seems like they're trying to paint Paul Heyman as a sympathetic good guy.
Hmm.
Um, I think because the seeds are planted for Roman to be returned as the good guy. So let me ask you, I don't think Paul Heyman has ever been a good guy. Do you do you think Paul Heyman could pull that off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
If there's a time to experiment and flirt with it, it's now. It's definitely now because well, here's the thing. They got I think they have two directions where they could take. They could either have him test out the good guy waters, open the door for Roman because we already know Roman's most likely gonna come back as a good guy finally.
For sure. You hear every time Solo comes out the "We Want Roman" chants now.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
already
Which is
happening.
which is why I love why they're doing what they're doing with Solo because it's literally it's the best win-win-win situation that I've seen in quite some time because he steps up to the plate. He now gets to look like a star by himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He also is bringing in his man, Tonga, and now we get to see what he's made of. You sent that Uso brother back to his brother, which we all needed,
I like that. Yeah.
and we get to see Heyman be different.
Yeah.
Be
That's
different.
facts, though.
So everybody is kind of winning and eating off of the situation, and it's perfect. So and now with Heyman, he can either do two things. He can either come back and ride out the good guy wave with Roman, or Roman could come back and he could kind of turn on Roman and be
Yes.
with Solo.
Yeah. 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 They
So
left. They left. They're leaving the door open for either way.
yeah, because
It,
because they could right now they could be making us think that Heyman's gonna be
yeah.
a good guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but knowing Heyman, he could be traditional and still do what he does.
He always leaves after his guy loses or isn't the hottest thing.
You're a
He's
bad
notorious
investment
for
now.
he's notorious for hopping investments. Yeah.
You're a bad investment. He could be traditional and stick to that. Or let's not leave out the Rocky factor.
Is The Rock making Solo do all of this? Because that's where my head is at.
That's that's what I'm saying. Let's not leave out his factor in all this
Oh, no
because
way.
he could be also colluding with Heyman and Solo.
I have a funny feeling that that's where my gut would lean. Yeah.
It all could make sense. Like and the best part about it is, yep, I see the will.
You see the
Yep,
wheel?
yep.
So this is a new segment. I don't know what to fairly name it yet, but we'll call it the spin the wheel segment where we got a variety of topics across entertainment and sports that if it lands on it, we have to give a quick take on it. We got Ronda Rousey hating. We got Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. We got Wembayana ceiling. We got Megan the Stallion scandal. We
Mm,
got Vince McMahon starting another wrestling company. We got
mm,
Tony Khan taking a bump and getting slammed in storyline, and we got Cody
mm.
versus AJ Styles. Um, Let me shuffle them a little bit, and all right, we'll spin it, and whatever it lands on, Sammy, give your take.
Cool, cool.
They wanted this for you. This was fake. I swear to back in the Stallion. Yeah! Yo, they knew Sammy would need this, man. Yo,
Yo,
yo.
you want to know?
So there's a scandal going around that Megan the Stallion forced her cameraman to watch her sleeping with other people. Sammy, what do you think, man? What's your take?
you, but you want to know something though? I'm actually gonna come to her defense. I don't think the way he's saying it is exactly how it happened. I don't think she forced them into anything. Again, whenever there's money involved in these situations where people see that they can capitalize off just suing somebody and getting a good payday,
Mm-hmm.
I think people like to add so much A1 sauce to stories, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So much extra sauce just to make it sound more compelling, just to make people have more sympathy on you, to
Mm-hmm.
make people see you more as a victim. Because David, let's be honest here. Whether someone is straight or whether someone is gay on the opposite side, right?
Mhm.
You're telling me you're gonna be devastated looking at Megan Thee Stallion getting into any action?
Well, what if you weren't in the mood to watch anybody have sex in front of you, period? What if it's
In
not about how they look, it's about I just don't like watching people have sex in front of me.
in what, David? She had his legs tied up, hog tied, where he couldn't move anywhere else. You was really
Yo,
devastated
you
that
don't
you
think
couldn't
you don't think
move.
Meg got
You was
security that can hog tie this man?
yeah, man. I don't know, man. I think these dudes try to make movie quality stories just to get just to get their money nowadays, bro. I'm honestly thinking about doing it myself, man. Like if it's that easy, if it's that easy to get money off these people, bro. Like seriously, Dave. Like you're telling me either whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, whatever you are, I don't think you're gonna see a celebrity woman getting into action, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm so devastated. How could she do this to me? This is harassment. This is assault. Like you can't. Come on, David.
I
Really?
No, your point's well taken. I have to for balance, I have to play devil's advocate. Even though
Hmm.
someone is bad, like even though someone's bad and attractive and a celebrity to you, that doesn't necessarily mean you want to see them eye to eye someone having sex with them. I'm not saying no one could know who was devastated or not, but if someone's having sex in the next room, I don't want to see it. That's just my normal mindset. Like, do your thing, whatever it is, but that's your thing. Well, what if that's the mentality of this victim? Like, I just didn't want to see the visual. Like, keep that over there.
Yeah, that's my thing, Dave. Right? It's like, come on, man. Even okay, so even if that's how you was, right? It's hard for me to believe that she just had a bunch of people pin you down and make you watch it. It's really hard for me to believe that, bro. That's why I think there's definitely a bunch of extra sauce on the story. And second of all, listen, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're straight, whether you're gay, I'm pretty sure if Megan is doing something with another female, you're going to watch.
That's what the report said, right? It was another female, right?
It was another female. You're going to watch. Now I can understand if there's is a man in the room, but if it's another female, you're going to watch, bro. It's hard for me to believe that this dude was just really
I would
disgusted, about to throw up.
no, no, no. I will say this: whether
Come
you're
on.
gay, whether you're straight, even gay men like looking out naked women.
Come on now.
They be in the strip club too. You see straight women in the strip club. Shit, I
Absolutely.
be me and my woman like the strip club once in a while. So
That's what I'm
even women
saying.
like looking at naked women.
That's what I'm saying here. Like, so it's, dude, you're telling me that what, she really devastated your heart to the point where now you got a sewer. You couldn't just have a convo.